Let's go back to the phone lines, 03717 223344. We've got Scott, who's a Liverpool fan. Good evening, Scott.
Hello, guys. You all right?
Yeah, obviously a bit better than you this evening after that. What's going wrong with Liverpool at the moment, Scott? And how much time has Klopp got? Are you someone that's going to back Klopp?
Yeah, listen, Klopp is the best thing that's ever happened to our club since I've supported them anyway, right? So anyone that says anything different needs to forget about that. And honestly, Klopp is the best thing, and we are lucky. He doesn't deserve, actually, our owners. That Klopp should actually go to a club who's actually going to back him. And it pains me to say that, because Klopp does not deserve our owners. And if any Liverpool fan says that Klopp is an issue or Klopp's the problem, they're not Liverpool fans. I'll tell you what the problem is, and it is our owners, okay? Since we won the Champions League final against Tottenham in 2019, we signed 2 central midfielders, and one of them was on loan, called Arthur, right? The other was Thiago. We have never addressed that area. To give you some context in terms of net spend, Nottingham Forest, 130 million more than us, net spend. West Ham, 140 million more than us, net spend. Bournemouth, 20 million more than us. In the summer just gone, after the season we just had, where an incredible effort by the players and Klopp, where we nearly, we didn't win the quadruple, he was allowed to spend 5 million net profit. You're going to say, well, we signed Darwin Núñez and all this. We did, but we sold Minamino for 15, Mane for 40, and Nico Williams for 16 million. These owners will not spend any of their own money unless we sell players. And it's got to the point where I'm sick of it. These owners need to go. They've now played the best trick in the book, the Mike Ashley trick. We're going to sell the club. We're going to look for investment, like Mike Ashley used to say for Newcastle. Why? Because they knew another transfer window was coming up, and they knew we needed to spend money to keep up with Man City and everyone else. Go back to 2021,
Scott,
we're top of the league. Go on.
But we've obviously signed Gakpo, so they spent a bit of money there. And do you not think that Klopp's going to bring in another midfielder and all this in the January? He
won't be able to. He won't be able to.
And in the summer, we are favourites for Jude Bellingham, which would be a hefty, probably 100 million.
Okay. We're not signing Jude Bellingham, Jermaine. We're not. You need to realise this. We are not a club with these owners at the moment that will go out and sign Jude Bellingham. You are, honestly, if you think that, mate, it's not happening. Jermaine, we are not signing Jude Bellingham. He will go to Real Madrid or he will go to Man City. We can't compete with these owners for these transfer fees. That's why we're now being linked with Núñez, the cheaper option from Wolves, for 35 million tonight. Yeah. Right? We will not be signing Bellingham, mate. It's not happening. And as I said to you, just quickly, on 2021, on New Year's Day, Liverpool were top of the league. We had a centre-back crisis, yeah? We were top of the league. What did our owners do? They go and spend 1.5 million on Ben Davis and get back on loan. We end up finishing third. Arsenal, top of the league. What are they about to do? Probably spend 80 to 100 million on that Ukrainian fella. That's what owners good owners should be doing. That's what good owners should be doing.
Well, let's see. It's still early. It's still the 2nd of January. Let's see if he dips in the pocket and gets someone in the January transfer window to bolster that midfield.
Scott, the Liverpool fan, are very passionate. What do you think about that, Liverpool fans? Is it time for the owners to go? Are they the problem? I'm sitting here as a Spurs fan laughing at you lot are talking about owners and investment. I'm like, are you sure? Come and get Mr. Daniel Levy and Erik in. See how you get on. Let's head back over to the phone lines. Let's get over to Tim, who was at the Brentford game. He was at the game. How are we, Tim?
Hi, gents. Yeah, good yourselves.
Hi, Tim.
Tim, you must be buzzing at the moment. Those last few games over Christmas, you've been absolutely amazing.
We just have to have a few minutes to sit down, enjoy it, put it in perspective. It was only about 15 years ago that I felt on cloud nine when we got promoted against Darlington away out of League Two. Now we've beaten City away. Just stumped Liverpool tonight. I don't know what Klopp was talking about in his interview then, saying that third goal should never have been a goal. I don't know if you boys have seen it. You haven't even touched it.
Yeah, I saw the goal. You was at the game and you think you...
I seen it. It was a slight push. I think if he was maybe the same size, like a Harry Kane kind of figure, they might have looked at it, because the size difference is huge. I think he's probably gave him the benefit of the doubt, but there was a slight push in the back as he was running towards the ball. And I reckon maybe in the middle of the park, possibly would have given a foul. But I can see both sides of the story. I can see why Klopp's upset, and I can see why yourself and Brentford boys would go, it's definitely not a foul.
They've picked up a lot of points against the top teams now, so the sky's the limit. It's feeling good for all the Brentford fans out there. Gone through a lot of the bad times as well, so it's good to sit here and enjoy it.
Tim, what's the expectations then? Because like you say, Thomas Frank's done an incredible job. You're taking points off the big six, as you said. You know, where's the expectation? Is it Europe now? Can we say that, or are you happy to finish in the top 10?
I think top half, realistically, everyone would be chuffed with that. You know, we take nothing for granted. We enjoy everything. With top 10, we'd love that. If we had a sneak at Europe, if we got into a half dozen games left at the end of the season and to give it a crack, that would be brilliant. It would be absolutely unheard of if we made it into Europe. It would make my life.
Brilliant, Tim, the Brentford fan there. That's a lovely positive call to hear on a Monday night. I wish I could see football through those lenses. Well, you'd enjoy it more. Taking it back. Oh, we've enjoyed that.
They're on cloud nine at the moment, and it's like I said, it's a horrible place to go. Brentford, it's not nice. It's difficult, and on the top, 6 teams, I've found how hard it is, and there's no, it's no coincidence. People struggle.
Let's head over to Nam, who's on 03717 22 3344. Good evening, Nam.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Yeah,
hi, Nam. You okay?
All good.
Yeah, not too bad. Firstly, before I make my point on Liverpool and the need for midfielders, that Arsenal fan that was on earlier.
Yeah, he's
got to do.
He's still recovering from New Year's Eve, isn't he? New Year's Day party.
He's got to do better than that. I think people have forgotten how far ahead Liverpool was in that 1920 season before COVID hit. Literally, we could have won. I think we lost against Watford, and then we won 3 games and won the league. We were really far ahead.
Yeah.
So just a warning for Arsenal. 8 points ain't enough, against Man City. Ain't enough. They can catch you. They can hunt you down. And then we'll see what happens. But my point, the reason I called in was about Liverpool's need for midfielder. I think it's time that we need to get a decent midfielder in. I know we're in for Bellingham in the summer. And we have to hope that comes through. But I think we still need one more. And I think that's what's hampering us going forward. Well, in recent games anyway, because it literally looks like the opposition needs to do 1 or 2 passes, and then they're attacking our defenders. And Van Dijk is amazing. Konate is great. Matip's good. But if you're constantly bombarded and you have no protection in front of you as defenders, you're going to slip up. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think that Fabinho now, we've seen the best of him. We've used the best of Fabinho now. He's fell off that little cliff. Thiago, he's great on the ball, but he's not going to give you that protection. I think Elliott, for the future, I think right now won't get in many top 10s midfielders. Never mind Liverpool to start. So with them 3 players there, it's lackluster. We definitely need to strengthen in those areas for sure.
Yeah, and I assume the Bellingham one, from all the noise that's coming around it, would seem like it gives me. It would
be a perfect fit.
But
yeah.
gents, if you don't get top 4 and you don't get Champions League football, do you think then that's off?
I don't think that matters. Did we get Champions League football before Van Dijk came? I don't think so.
I don't think we've ever missed Champions League football, have we?
But then we were in for him before that coming in. So, for me, with Liverpool, the way Liverpool do business, it's not determined on.
But I would say Bellingham against Van Dijk, as great as Van Dijk has been and is, I think Bellingham is a whole different talk, isn't he? He's a generational talent.
He'll be there for 10 years. He'll be like a Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, I think that's a different talk.
But we can say that with hindsight because everyone was saying that Van Dijk was the best thing since sliced bread at the time. So
I agree with that, but I do think with Bellingham, I think there'll be a few more suitors than there might have definitely been for Van Dijk at that price. Thanks to Nam, the Liverpool fan there. Yeah. You said it before when we was off air. You said about Liverpool needing a midfield. 7 years since Klopp's been in. Comes to that point where you need to refresh. You're losing those fading stars, the Hendersons, who have been great servants. Yeah,
fantastic servants.
But you need to have the refresh, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. You need to change over, and we're like the sale-by dates now, so you need certain individuals to freshen the team up.
Absolutely. Just a quick tweet here. Evening, lads. I'm a Man United fan, and I can see United winning the Premier League this year, or definitely top 5. What's going on? What is going on tonight? You've got the Arsenal fan saying he'd only won because of COVID. A Man United fan thinks he's winning the league this year.
Yeah, it's 2023. Something's in the atmosphere already.
Well, maybe it's
it's only been 2 days.
It's a positive start. Maybe it's the positive start to the year. Everyone's just looking glass half full right now. And Kieran says we're going to win the league this year. What do you reckon? Man United to win the league this year?
Absolutely not. Do you know? I think they'll get top 4.
I agree with that.